Hey guys, I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the all-new 10.5-inch iPad Pro. As you can see, I bought some accessories. I really don't know if I'll need them. I've always made fun of the idea that you can use an iPad like you can a PC, but I figured if I'm going to buy the iPad Pro, I might as well go all in, right? So underneath these boxes, you can see that's the box for the 10.5-inch iPad Pro. I have an iPad Air 2, which you can kind of see the size difference right there, but we'll take a closer look at that when we unbox it. Now, I've always been a big fan of the 9.7-inch iPad. I've always thought it was the perfect size for a tablet. A lot of people felt the same, I know. I bought almost every generation since the iPad 2, and I didn't buy the 9.7-inch iPad Pro because I was a little pissed off about the price hikes, and a new iPad always started at $500. Now these things were starting at I think $600, and then the next storage tier up was like $750 or something. It was kind of outrageous because storage tiers always go up by $100, right? And by the time they actually lowered the prices on the 9.7-inch iPad Pro, I kind of knew that there was going to be a new one coming at some point. This is actually upside down, so let's just give a little flip right there. So now it's a different size. Like I said, I always thought 9.7 was the perfect size. The bezels are a little smaller, but the body is still a little bit bigger. So I played with it a little bit in the store. I did not order this online. I don't like buying Apple products online. That's just me. I went with Space Gray, 256 gigabytes, cellular, because I don't like Wi-Fi only tablets. And by the way, that was my complaint about the Surface Pros, that the cellular model's coming later this year. And I know there's some people that'll just say, "Oh, why don't you just use your phone as a hotspot?" And I feel like you shouldn't have to do that. By the way, this whole box is upside down. If you look at the bottom side, the text is printed the other way, so it's not a very Apple-like thing to do. And by the way, look at that. See the home button down here? They actually put the top of the box on upside down. It's not very Apple-like, I gotta say. Apple's usually, when it comes to packaging, they always come across as perfectionists to me. But not in this case. So here we have the device. Let's get the plastic off of it. Like I said, I went with Space Gray. And by the way, I said 256 gigabytes. Now keep in mind that the storage tiers for this are 64, 256, and 512. So it's not like other Apple devices that are 32, 128, and 256. So this is the second tier. I got fingerprints on it already, so any type of oleophobic coating, it's not working out well so far. I wanted Space Gray because I wanted one with a black front. My Air 2, I went with gold for that one. And I just get tired of seeing the white front. I'm using the product red iPhone right now, which I could deal with the white front on that for now because it's really just a beautiful phone. After that, I'll just go back to my jet black iPhone 7 Plus. So you can see that the screen looks nice. We're not too far into it just yet. It's fast. Yeah. Choose a Wi-Fi network. Alright, so I'll do this and I'll come back. So while it's setting up my Apple ID, let's take a look at what else is in the box. We have a USB Type-A to Lightning adapter. Alright, I assume there's stickers in here and some kind of user manual type of deal, setup guide, whatever. Here's the power adapter, which is obviously USB Type-A. Now, what I found interesting about this device is that it supports fast charging. By the way, I believe that's all that's in the box, right? Yeah, there's nothing else in there. It supports fast charging. So, I was asking around. I asked Apple customer support if I would need a new lightning cable to use the fast charging. They said no. When iMovie published their FAQ on the device, Serenity Caldwell told me that I would need the USB Type-C to Lightning adapter. And I found that interesting because Apple doesn't make a power adapter for USB Type-C. Yeah, so I'm probably going to get the Type C cable too, and then and time the charging times and see which one's faster, if anyone's different. I have a couple USB Type C power adapters. So this thing is still setting up my Apple ID, and it's been a real pain because if you use Apple's two-factor authentication, then you know that it's terrible. So 3 times, because I'm recording with my iPhone too. I always record with the iPhone. I think it does a great job. Um, and so it keeps interrupting the video to ask me if I want to. 3 times I've had to type in a code for two-factor, and to me that's terrible. Yeah, I mean, you should really only have to do it once. Yeah, so while that's still going, let's just take a look. This is the back of the device. Obviously, it's the back. You see we have the camera bulge there, which I really hate in an iPad. I think it has no business being there. Most people have no business taking a picture with an iPad, so what's the point of putting that kind of hardware in there? You can see on the Air 2, I can't really put them right on top of each other because of that stupid bulge. But you can see that there is a small difference in the size. The antenna is different. That's not new to the 10.5-inch model. I think they did that first with the 9.7-inch. And yeah, you can see we have the smart connectors on the side here. Oh, we've finally set up my Apple ID. Let's hope that it doesn't try to do that later. Let's set up Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, how's the weather today? Hey Siri, it's me. I'm not really a big fan of how Apple makes you set that up. There's just too many steps. I feel like other companies that do similar things don't make you go through that many steps. So iPad automatically adapts to ambient lighting conditions to make colors appear consistently in different environments. You can change this later in display and brightness. So let's see it without the True Tone. Oh, that's if I hold it down. Oh, I see. So you can see that it changes the shade of the background. That's interesting. By the way, it looks on the camera. It looks a little dimmer toward the top, and it's really not. It's really just the difference of the angle there. So let's just continue here and let's get started. So this runs probably iOS 10.3.2 if I had to guess out of the box. Yeah. So from all the reviews that I've seen is that it's an awesome device that's built for iOS 11, and obviously 10.3 isn't taking full advantage of it. So I am running the iOS 11 beta on my iPad Air 2, and by the way, yep, there definitely had to be another pop-up message there, and you can bet your ass that it showed up on my iPhone while I'm trying to record a video. Someone remind me to never ever try to use an iPhone to record an Apple product unboxing ever again, because it's terrible. So yeah, I'll probably be installing the iOS 11 beta on here at some point. I don't know if I'll do it right away, because it is pretty buggy still, because we're still on the first one. It's also why I wasn't able to restore from an iCloud backup, because those are all from iOS 11, so you can't restore an iOS 11 backup on iOS 10.3.2. So now moving on, we have the smart keyboard. So I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this. I'm going to be keeping the iPad because, like I said, I love my iPad. I love it as a device. I just don't know if I'm going to need the Pro features of it. Alright, so this is the smart keyboard. So here's the thing about the smart keyboard, which is a little weird if you ask me. So the keyboard flips out like so. And let's see, we can just if we could just find the smart connectors here. Alright, so I've never actually used one of these outside of an Apple store. So we would do something like this. Alright, so we're in. and then it just docks in that. So there are some issues with this. I've used obviously a lot of Windows 10 2-in-1 devices. So the fact that you can't adjust the angle of the iPad at all, I mean, you kind of can, but not really. That's an issue. Another thing that I found just really weird about this cover is that to close it, you flip the keyboard inside, and then you flip it closed like so. But it doesn't stay shut. There's no magnet sealing it, which if you've ever used the smart cover for an iPad, then you know that historically it does stay shut like that. And you can see right here, I have the iPad Air 2 smart cover, and there's a magnet that keeps it shut. I just flipped it off, but it stays shut, and that's kind of the point of it. It's a cover. So this is a cover too, but this thing will just come right off. That just feels really weird to me. It seems like something that Apple would have and should have thought of. Microsoft Surface type covers don't have that magnet in them. They're the exact same way. Other ones like Lenovo's ThinkPad X1 tablet do have it. And finally, we have the Apple Pencil. This product has been mocked by so many. This is another one. I don't know if I'll keep it. I barely ever use the pen on my Surface Pro. And the reason for that is just because I don't have a use for it. When I do use a pen on the Surface Pro, it's really just to sign a document or something. And usually it's been so long since I've used it that I have to change the battery. Like I said, this has been mocked mainly because there's no clip. There's no way to attach it to the iPad itself. There's no way to clip it onto anything. You just kind of have to hope you don't lose it. All right. Let's just unlock it. And I don't know, maybe I have to charge it. I don't really know how this thing works. So, and by the way, it charges via Lightning port. So, and that's another reason that has been mocked so many times. All right. Oh, so we have to pair it. This actually this works through Bluetooth? Maybe I should read those instruction manuals when they come in. Let's set up our keyboard here, which I don't know how Apple says this is going to be a full-size keyboard, and I don't know. We'll find out on that at some point. So does this work now? Wow, so it does something. Yeah, it is working. Now we have pen support on here. Fantastic! I'm super excited about it. Like, I'm excited to actually try to use this device as a laptop. Oh, this plastic's riding up here. I'm excited to try to use it as a laptop. I don't think I'll succeed. I'm not saying that no one can succeed in using it as a laptop. I think that I'll just have trouble doing what I do because I type for a living and I type through the Chrome browser, and the NeoWin CMS doesn't always render that well in not Chrome. And Chrome on iOS is not exactly Chrome as you and I know it. So we'll see how it all works out. Obviously, I'll have a review in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.